day 76, and I realized that, being on camera for 100 days was a little too ambitious. Um, Today was definitely the day that I didn't feel like showing up, but I just actually had a Zoom call, and anyway, so here I am making my video. But it's actually really exciting because in about a month, yes, in exactly a month, I will be in Egypt. I'm going on a trip that will last 2 weeks to all the sacred sites of ancient temples, and it's a trip that I felt in my body in 2020. I think it was maybe in March, just as we were going into lockdown. And here it is, being materialized. And I never really had Egypt as a destination per se. I mean, I'm interested in antiquity to the extent that everybody's interested in antiquity. But what's really wonderful is that ever since I committed to this trip, the information that I'm receiving actually questions a lot of assumptions about what has been officially and determined by archaeologists as to the dating of the sites, etc. So what I am learning as a result of this trip, and this trip hasn't even happened yet, I'm reading a lot of interesting material, and I'm listening to some of the more alternative views of some scientists that have been, questioning the official, the status quo accepted knowledge about these sites. And this is everything that I love. I really love that. I really love challenging status quo beliefs. I love challenging the official storyline, of this official narrative. I love questioning that. And so I'm very interested in what will happen to me on this trip. Because another thing, that one of the reasons why I was attracted to this, and the woman who is leading the trip, Heather Answorth, she is a PhD in psychiatry. She's also an astrologer, and she does so many interesting things. But she is talking in her YouTube videos, she often talks about the cycles, the evolutionary cycles that we're all going through. And that is how I found her, because what was interesting in my own journey is that as I was coming to realization of these stages of awakening in my own life, for example, being a woman, being a wife, being a mother, as a woman, I started realizing that I am also part of these collective evolutionary cycles. So me as an individual, and also part of evolutionary cycles as a whole, and that I'm not alone in my journey, that I represent these larger cycles. And so this has really nourished my work with my clients, because I also am able to share that, we're coming out of the patriarchy, which was the accepted way to function and to think and to live in the world for the last 5-something thousand years. And so it just gives such a different meaning to my work as an individual. And I understand that the ripples that I send out into the world is just at the right time. So which also means that I went through everything that I went through just on the right timing to be able to be of service now, where so many other people are waking up, and so many other women are waking up to these same thoughts and and seek same answers as I did, 10 years ago. So it's just all fascinating to me, and as Heather Ainsworth is sending us material, in anticipation of this voyage, I understand that there will be definitely some kind of an initiation, and I cannot even yet fully comprehend exactly what I'll be experiencing in Egypt, but I know that I'm being prepared for something. I know that I was guided to that experience from within. I definitely answered an intuitive call. So it's definitely going to nourish my further work with my clients, and probably will somehow change, either impact my Safe to Be Me program, or perhaps I will create something completely different. It'll be interesting to see. I am especially interested in how it'll impact my own personal life, and certain realizations about reality that I'm already starting to understand. There is a particular book that I'm reading that was recommended called Initiation, and it's just, it's really nourishing me, and helping me understand some of the things that I've already been interested in. And, a vision of reality that is very different from the reality about which I was taught all those years ago as a young girl, as a little girl, and as a young woman in the Soviet Union, and then even in the States, in our very materialistic society. So yeah, so that's where I am today. Otherwise, really resting, really vegging, and it feels so good. All right, everyone, see you tomorrow.